As many people know, in horror fiction, Dracula is one of the most popular characters ever. Dracula stems from the 1897 novel by Bram Stoker, and it has spawned to make a lot of movies and remakes of movies, as well as video games. Castlevania is the most popular franchise in video games that represents Dracula. But there are other games that have come out over the past several decades from the NES onward that have featured Dracula. Some not so good and some not too bad. Have you ever heard of Dracula Crazy Vampire for the Game Boy Color? Never knew this game even existed until recently. I just got this game recently and did a full playthrough on it, and definitely have some thoughts and opinions about if this game is worth your time to check out or not. Sit back, relax, let's talk about Dracula Crazy Vampire for the Game Boy Color. Dracula Crazy Vampire was developed by Planet Interactive Development and published by Dreamcatcher Interactive in 2001. Planet Interactive really was only around for the Game Boy Color era. All they did was make Game Boy Color games of ports and such. They made the movie tie-in version of Ants on the Game Boy Color. They made the Road to El Dorado game, and even stuff like Mr. Nuts. This game was actually on Super Nintendo and got a port to the GBC. There's really not much of a plot to this game. You play as Dracula, you wake up, you have to cross over the world to other lands and get other leaders to help you to take down this like Grand Inquisitor guy from, I guess, taking over the world or something? The game really doesn't tell you what's happening. This game is an action-adventure game all the way, and the controls are very basic. You move with the D-pad, you hold B to run, A is to shoot your little bats at enemies, and you can start to pause the game. Another mechanic is you can go up to enemies while they're stunned, and you can kill them and drink their blood to get your health back too sometimes. The objective is to find the exit in each level and move on to the next. You need to obtain the leader when you beat the level, and to put it short, when you play through a level and you have over half health and you get to the exit, you see the leader, and all this does is just benefits you to beat the final boss. You unlock it. But if you don't and you have less than half health when you beat the whole level, you actually have to go back and retry the level eventually at some point, so you kind of just have to do it, but it's not that hard to have more than half health. Your HUD is very simple as well. The two bars is your health at the top, and then the sun bar at the bottom. If you're in the sunlight in some of the levels, you'll take damage, and once that second meter is down, then it'll start depleting your health, and then eventually you can die if you're not careful, if you don't pick up some suntan lotion or something. The left side is your vial count. You'll see vials sometimes, and all this does is just provides a free hit to your health. That's all it is. Lastly, the right side of the screen at the bottom is your body count or your score, which didn't really have any big benefit in the playthrough the whole time. When the game starts, you have kind of no context. You kind of just move around, you wake up, and you're in this castle. Well, you come across this witch eventually, and the witch is like, I need some ingredients to help make you a weapon. So you kind of go on a scavenger hunt and to find this stuff, and then when you eventually do, then you go back to the witch, and she'll make you the bats. The bats basically is your primary attack and your only attack in this game. After that happens, the real game starts, and you kind of go in a very linear order here of all the places in the world. You kind of start off in different areas, like this forest world here with caverns, the Japan theme world, as well as even a desert theme world, which makes sense because of, mummies. All the levels may look different, but do not be fooled. This game, it all feels the same because there's only a few different kinds of variety, and it's just how you get to the end zone. Sometimes you have to push a block over a pedestal to activate a door and let it open, but see, the problem is your camera is a little zoomed in this game. Manageable, but it does jerk a lot, so you don't know sometimes where doors are because there's absolutely no map in this game. As the game progresses, these levels get huge. I mean, there are so many different rooms and corridors you'll be going down, killing enemies, and then suck their blood, rinse and repeat, and just find the exit. Sometimes there's keys in levels, and like this level, you have to find a key at the very end, which is hard enough because you don't know where to go. Then after that, then you gotta go all the way back to the beginning at this one door that's very hard to see, and you activate the key there, and you leave. It's just, geez, man, the backtracking in this game is at an all-time low. The boss fights in this game are pathetically easy. They have very boring patterns. You just shoot your bat at them, avoid their attacks, and you're done. No joke, I think a 2 or a 3-year-old could easily beat these boss fights. They are freaking boring, and they don't even get better with their patterns either. If you do happen to die, there's no lives in this game, so you do get a game over, but it'll take you back to the title screen, and you gotta put in the password again, so you gotta have those passwords handy to do your continues. Dracula Crazy Vampire is a dull-ass game. Concept is actually kind of interesting, but it's just very boring because there's not a whole lot to do in this game. You run around, you shoot enemies, drink their blood if you want to, you don't even have to do that, and you just find the exit in this huge-ass maze of levels. It's like when you go down the frozen aisle at the grocery store and you see all these cool, California Kitchen, DiGiorno pizzas, then you got the old cheap pizzas like the Jack's or whatever. That's what this game is. It's a Jack's pizza. 100% a cash grab to rob kids on Halloween in 2001. This game honestly could have been pretty good if it was just made a little bit better and made more interesting and the levels just weren't as long. It's not a horrible game by any means, the controls are fine and the gameplay is serviceable, but there's just no substance here. And this game is not worth your time to check out. It's a shame because the visuals in this game are not too bad and the music is actually kind of catchy. I like some of the tracks in this game. It's just another game stuck in the past on the Game Boy Color. Of course, this game's stuck on the Game Boy Color. It's not too expensive, but definitely not dirt cheap. It's like a $20 game or so loose. PAL Region's got this game. Price Chart doesn't have the price for it, but it's about the same as North America according to online stores like eBay. Not the worst game ever made, but I mean, if you gotta play a Dracula game, here you go, but otherwise, I would just pass. Well, that's all I have to say about this game. I'm gonna go play some Castlevania and definitely have that game redeem the crap that I just went through. Thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you got anything to say, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you got to say or what you think about this game. Until next time, thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy.